Good morning, guys. I am here this morning to share with you how to write your introduction paragraph for your RUSD Quarter 3 writing assessment. As you know, we've been preparing for this all week, and tomorrow and Friday will be the days that we are actually writing our essays. So first thing I want to make sure that we are able to do is write a strong introduction so that you can really have a great start to your essay. And to begin, we're going to talk about what belongs in your introduction paragraph. First thing you want to remember is that an introduction paragraph includes three different things. The first is a hook or an attention-getting statement, something that is going to draw your reader in and want them to continue reading more. It should be something that piques their interest and something that does not give away your entire essay right at the beginning. The second type of statement that we need to have in our introduction is a bridge or transition statement. This is a sentence that's going to basically bridge over from your hook or your attention-getting statement and lead us nicely into your thesis. Basically, it's going to serve as that kind of bridge from one step to the other. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are tying the idea of the attention getter to our thesis. And then the last thing that must be in your introduction paragraph is a clear three-part thesis, and we will go over that today as well. Let's start with the hooks or attention getters, as we call them. I know we talked about this last year, but I wanted to give you some idea of what you can include as a hook or attention getter, and I've given you some examples that tie along with your essay prompt for our district essay. So the first is to start out with a quotation or paraphrase. In this instance, you can use a quote that really is relevant to your topic, as long as you provide the background information, meaning who it's by, and how it kind of relates to the thesis in some way. So you don't just want to pick some random quote. You want to pick something specifically that ties with the prompt. For example, Albert Einstein once said that the world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. This ties directly to our essays because remember, our essays are all about taking a stand and the importance of taking a stand, that there are consequences that we might face when we choose to speak up for others, but that is not any worse than the struggles we would have if we chose not to speak up. So, using Albert Einstein's quote, I can tie that directly into a strong thesis for my essay. Second strategy that you can use to make sure you get the attention of your reader is using your own personal experiences, and that's by adding an interesting incident or anecdote. An anecdote, remember, is just a small little personal story that you are familiar with, that you are able to share with the reader, and it really helps kind of tie together your personal connection with the essay topic and your thesis. So for example, if you've observed or experienced something personally, this is a great time to share that personal experience with your reader. For example, I never realized the seriousness of racism and prejudice until I was actually a victim of racial profiling. It was in this moment that I realized I needed to speak up and take a stand. In this instance, you can see that I had to use two sentences to really make sure I gave the full understanding of why this is connected to my essay, and that's perfectly okay. A hook or attention getter does not need to be just one sentence or two sentences. What you want to avoid, though, is making it this really long, drawn-out story. So give us just a hint of the story, but you don't have to tell us every detail in that moment. Moving on to the bottom here, you can also use a statement of opinion that you intend to challenge. So, for example, this is starting off your essay by basically stating a belief that we are going to challenge. Now, you want to be careful. You're not trying to say that if you believe this way, you're wrong, but basically kind of creating that little adversity between the two sides. So you can use that statement of opinion, such as, there are some who believe that it is easier to go along with the status quo instead of standing up for what you believe in. But I believe that it is important to stand for something, even if it means standing alone. In this instance, because we're talking about opinion, it is the one time that it is okay to actually include that personal opinion or that I in your statement. It is the one time that you are able to include that first person perspective. And if you'll notice, I did that in the anecdote as well. So in the personal story or in the statement of opinion, because we're talking about ourselves, it is okay then and only then to use that first person perspective. After you've used that, you're going to switch back to third person and remain in third person for the remainder of your essay. And finally, the last type of a hook or attention getter that you can use is an explanation of why the topic's worth writing about. And for this, you want to rely on a general statement that uses a key issue, maybe a fact or data, some kind of logical observation that has brought you to this point. So, for example, the world itself is not black and white. So authors are challenged with creating a world that mirrors the diverse environments we now occupy and the obstacles we face. So this is really just a general observation about the world, talking about the kind of dynamic or diverse environments that we all live in, and how some of these environments really do create some of the obstacles and situations that force us to stand up for others. These are just 4 basic ideas that you can use to start off your essay. This would be the first sentence in your essay. It is intended just to kind of excite your audience, but not give away your entire thesis just yet. After you have come up with your hook or your attention getter, the next thing you are going to want to do is write a bridge statement. And as I said, the bridge is going to connect that introductory sentence of your hook or your attention getter, and that's going to connect to your thesis statement. So this bridge that we create is going to tie those 2 ideas together. I've given you 3 examples here. Of course, these are just examples. Number 1, choosing to take a stand is a difficult task for an individual, and it does not come without its own set of consequences or rewards. Example number 2, when society institutes rules that seek to limit our freedoms, this is the time to stand up and speak out. And finally, example number 3. Throughout history, there are many individuals who have stood up for what they believe is right, and these types of role models are also found in literature. So basically, the general idea behind a bridge statement is to make sure that we're tying whatever hook that we had at the very beginning of our essay to what is going to come last in our introductory paragraph, and that is our thesis statement. So you almost want to start giving a little bit of an introduction to your thesis, but you haven't given away just yet. So you are building on that kind of anticipation of what your thesis statement will be. Finally, we arrive at the granddaddy of them all, the actual thesis statement itself. We make sure that we always address the writing prompt with our thesis statement. Using 3 selections that you have studied, write an essay that answers the question, what are the consequences of either choosing to or refusing to interact with one's society? When we do this, we want to make sure we break down the prompt and that we know what the topic is, what our claim is. Remember, this is our opinion that we are going to try to prove, and what evidence we can use to really back up or substantiate our claim. As we said in class yesterday or day before, whichever one you may have been in, consequences of either choosing to or refusing to interact with one's society is our topic. We need to decide which point we are going to make. Is it important to interact with our society, to take a stand when we see things going on that are wrong or unjust? Or is it better to kind of sit back and not participate in what is taking place? And just as an example, this is certainly not the only claim that you can make, but this is one claim you can make. There are consequences for standing up for the rights of others, but the benefits outweigh the consequences, meaning that, yes, we understand that people might have some feelings towards us when we stand up for others. Maybe we will end up, facing some kind of opposition. But in the end, doing so is much more important than anything that we will face as individuals. To make my case, I need to make sure I have at least 3 sources of evidence, and these are going to come from whatever literature selections you choose to include. But they do need to be literature selections because that is what's stated in our prompt, using 3 selections. So make sure you use 3 stories, novels, poems, whatever you might need to include, but you must have 3. Each one of those is going to become a body paragraph. So for this instance, I'm going to select The Help, The Hate U Give, and The Nobel Lecture by Malala Yousafzai. These are going to be the 3 selections that I will be using as my evidence to prove that, yes, there are consequences for standing up for what we believe in, but the benefits of doing so outweigh our consequences. Once I have all 3 parts of the puzzle, now it's time for me to go ahead and write my thesis statement. And to do this, I'm just going to take each part from the box. So I'm going to start with the topic and make sure that I mention that this has to be part of the consequences of choosing to or refusing to interact with one society. I'm going to make sure I include my claim that standing up for the rights of others, the benefits outweigh the consequences, and I need to include my evidence, all 3 selections that I will be using in my body paragraphs. And when I do that, I come up with this thesis statement. You can see that I've color-coded this for you so that you can see exactly where I got my pieces of information. The blue is identifying the topic, the red is the claim, and the green is my evidence. What you see in black are just the additional verbiage or words that I needed to add in to make sure this all makes sense. Your goal for your thesis is to make it one complete sentence, so avoid writing your thesis in more than one sentence. One sentence is all you should use. So the final thesis that I've come up with is there may be consequences of either choosing to or refusing to interact with one society, but when it comes to standing up for the rights of others, the benefits outweigh the consequences, as evidenced in the novels The Help, The Hate U Give, and the Nobel Lecture given by Malala Yousafzai. That would be a really strong thesis statement because I know what my claim is, I know what my topic is, and I know what evidence I should expect to read about in the 3 body paragraphs. First body paragraph is going to use The Help. You'll search for evidence within that text to really prove that the benefits outweigh the consequences. The Hate U Give, again, using that novel to find evidence to prove that the benefits outweigh the consequences. And finally, Malala's speech, the Nobel Lecture, in which she actually was shot by the Taliban for standing up for the rights of women to go to school. So definitely the benefits have outweighed the consequences, even though her consequence was pretty severe. When we are all done, here's what this should look like. When we get to our actual introduction paragraph, I've color-coded this again for you. The yellowish color there is going to be our attention getter. Our green is our bridge statement, and our pink is our thesis. Renowned physicist Albert Einstein once said that the world is a dangerous place, not because of those who do evil, but because of those who look on and do nothing. When society institutes rules that seek to limit our freedoms or the freedoms of others, this is the time to stand up and speak out. There may be consequences of either choosing to or refusing to interact with one society, but when it comes to standing up for the rights of others, the benefits outweigh the consequences, as evidenced in the novels The Help, The Hate U Give, and the Nobel Lecture given by Malala Yousafzai. So when we get to this point, guys, now we have put together all 3 parts of a really strong introduction. We have a decent number of sentences because remember, your introduction and your conclusion are probably going to be your shortest paragraphs in your essay. The longest paragraphs should be your body paragraphs, where you are introducing the text that you have selected as evidence. You are including quotes from the text that really help prove your thesis, and you are giving that analysis. You are explaining what the quote means in your own words. In addition, you are being able to explain why it matters, so why it really does prove your point. Okay, so I really hope this helps you write your introduction paragraph, and this should become a tool that you can relook at anytime that you need to write an introduction for an academic essay.